involve energy? No. Now, before we talk about that today, I'll introduce myself. I'm Gabriel, your tutor today on the topic energy. Now, energy revolves around us. Energy revolves around us. In us, we even have what? Energy. Now, we're talking about the topic energy. What is energy? Energy is the ability to do work, which is also the ability to exert a force causing displacement of an object. Now, what do we call this? We are trying to say that the movement of an object is what is done by what a force. Now that force needs what an energy. So that is what we are trying to say. Now before we move further, we'll be taking a basic concept on energy. Now I'll take some little examples. Now we have trains. For example, I said train uses electrical energy. Train uses electrical energy. Now a combination of thermal and chemical energy, which is later what changed to what fossil fuel. Now let's talk about the aeroplane. The airplane is driven by what? An energy. Now, do you know what an airplane works on? Now, an airplane doesn't work on petrol. It works basically on kerosene. I guess you are surprised. Now, the kerosene there is the acting force or the energy for the airplane to be able to move in air. Now, let's take this type of energy. What are the types of energy? Now, energy is divided into two basic types. We have the kinetic energy, then we have the potential energy. Now, what do we call kinetic energy and potential energy? Now, have you ever noticed there is one thing we call energy in force, and we have energy before an action. Energy with force, we call that kinetic energy. Energy that has to exert itself before an action takes place, we call it kinetic energy. But an energy before an action takes place is called potential energy. Now let's take the types of energy. We have energies in different forms. What are the forms of energy? We have number one, we have solar energy, which we call the light energy. Now this energy is mainly used for plants. Is mainly essential to plants. Now we call the process photosynthesis. Now what is photosynthesis? Is the generation of food by plants from sunlight. That's what we call photosynthesis. So the energy from sunlight is what those plants need. Now let's take the second form of energy. We have chemical energy. I believe today we all have gotten something to eat. But don't worry, if you haven't gotten something to eat, I have something special for you. Now, we are talking of chemical energy. Chemical energy is an energy that is gotten from a basic reaction of the things we take in. Now, it might necessarily not be what we take in into the body. I get it as chemical energy. Petrol is an example of chemical energy. We are not able to take petrol into our body system. We as human, we take in food. So chemical energy is the energy that is gotten basically from the reaction of what we take in. Now, for me, standing before you today and tutoring you, I made use of energy, and the energy is gotten from the food which I ate. But by the end of this lesson, I'll also be sharing some palatable energies in form of chemical energy to you. Now let's take the next form of energy. And the next form of energy is nuclear energy. Now, you've heard of nuclear energy. Now, when you talk about nuclear, we're talking of the atoms. Now, it's an energy that is gotten from atoms. Now, I know we all like to travel to space. Now, this kind of energy is gotten from atoms and the molecules that are gotten in the planet. So that's what we call nuclear energy. Don't worry, in the next class we'll emphasize more on nuclear energy. Now, the next form of energy we are going to be talking about is mechanical energy. Now, what do we call mechanical energy? Now, the camera I'm using today is a form of electrical energy. Now, electrical energy, before I come back to what I call mechanical energy. Now, electrical energy is a type of energy that is gotten directly from electricity. For example, the camera which I'm using to tutor you today is a form of electrical energy. It needs the energy from electricity. I had to charge my camera for me to be able to use it with you. Now, Going back to mechanical energy is basically related to machines. Anything called machines, but they make use of mechanical energy. Now, I have a question for you. What form of energy does a sailboat use? Think about that. What form of energy does a sailboat use? Now, a sailboat uses a mechanical energy, which is accompanied by what? A wind force. A wind force. Now, a sailboat works exactly on what? On mechanical energy, but a wind force is what is compliant with it. Now, in the next class, I will what? Expatiate more on how a sailboat moves on water.